Safety of kids and students while they're in our care is the #1 priority of the Next Generation ministry. Keeping kids and students safe while they're at our ministry events is of the utmost importance. So let's talk about a few things that are going to help you help keep kids and students safe. The first one is the 2-1 rule, 2 to 1. That rule looks different depending on the age of the students that you serve. If you work with our youngest students, our babies and our children, preschool age and down, then the 2-1 rule is really simple. We ask that there's always at least 2 adults to every 1 child, meaning that there's never a time where 1 adult is alone with 1 child. So an adult we consider to be ages 14 and up. So as long as there's at least 1 adult and possibly a high school student serve or another adult, then we consider that a safe environment for those youngest babies and toddlers. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where that you are by yourself in an area where there's those youngest children and there's not another adult, please reach out to the volunteer leader or the staff leader over your area at that moment by shooting them a quick text or poking your head out the hallway and grabbing a volunteer to make sure that you're not alone. So that 2-1 rule is defined by 2 adults to 1 for our youngest children. Now, at the elementary level, for kindergarten through 5th graders, the 2-1 rule has a little bit more flexibility, meaning that the 2-1 rule is simply at least 2 adults or at least 2 children. For example, I could be by myself with at least 2 3rd graders, or a 3rd grader and a 4th grader, or it could be me and another adult leader with 1 5th grader. So we want to make sure that that 2-1 rule is at least making sure that there's never again an opportunity where there's 1 adult alone with 1 child. That is to help keep you safe as a volunteer, but also to protect our children and our students. The second thing I want to talk about are incident reports. Incident reports is just a quick form that we would ask you as a volunteer to complete anytime something happens while students are in your care. For example, someone gets hurt, they get hit with a ball, they have an incident with another student. Hopefully this doesn't happen very often, but if it ever does, and when in doubt, you should probably fill one out. There's gonna be really easy ways for you to do that through some of our tech resources, but please make sure that you notify the volunteer leader over your area or the staff person of any incidents or accidents that happen so they can direct you to fill out that form. And that's gonna notify them. And that's for all areas from our babies all the way up through our 12th grade at our high school level. Let's also talk about security tags. Security tags are really important for our youngest children, our babies and our toddlers, preschoolers, and our elementary students. Our middle and high schoolers do not get printed tags or security tags when they check in, but we do ask that they check in formally through the technology or the forms that we've got set up for that age group. And you're gonna know what that is based on where you serve and who your volunteer leader is. But for our youngest students and our children, we do want to make sure that their security tag is #1 on them when they check in, meaning they've got a printed tag with their name. It always includes their allergies or any other important information, but also that tag has a code on it that matches the tag that their parents get. It's really important that students have a tag. If they don't, you need to notify the volunteer leader or the staff person over your area so they can get them checked in. But then also at checkout, we want to make sure that we take the time to match the parent's code with the code that's on the student or on the child. And that's really important because it makes sure that the right child gets with the right parent. I would encourage you that even if you know the child's parents, even if they're your closest friends, even if they're your family, please take a moment to match that tag, and this is why. Someone's always watching. A first-time guest might be watching how you check out and they might be taking mental notes going, oh wow, they're really secure and safe. My child is gonna do great here. Or they might be saying, yikes, I don't know that they're doing all the precautions that I would want. So that might deter them from checking their child in again. So again, please make sure that you match all security tags of parents with the security code that's on the student's tag, because that helps make sure that the right children get with the right families, and we do provide that protection for everyone. So these are just a few simple ways that we try to help make sure that all kids and students stay safe while they're in our care, and we appreciate your attention and cooperation with that.